Okay, so last time I showed you how to make fireballs. So I've got a nice flame one here and an electric blue one here. Today we're going to be going through a couple of other different ways you can use lighting and acetate to create magic effects. Now there are lots of different varieties of lights. You've got the push lights that I've used for the flames. You can get fairy lights, L-wire, you can get the little finger lasers. You can also get, this came out of a magic trick. So just have a hunt around on eBay or in pound stores and you'll be able to find something that suits your needs. And L-wire does this though. Lorna's mutation manifests as a green glow. She often manifests it around her hands, so I'm going to be trying to create a nice glowy effect for my hand. I'm probably going to use the L-wire for this because it's got a more consistent light. Same as before, I'm going to be using acetate because I find it easier to work with than clear warbler. So with Lorna, I've cut out a pattern of what I want her mutation to look like, and then I'm going to transfer that onto the acetate. Okay, so it doesn't have to be exact because it's going to change when you heat it up anyway. But I'm going to make the outside one slightly bigger so that it curves around nicely. Okay, so now you have your patterns, it's time to heat them. Just remember they will always curl up towards you, so if you're having two sides of something, make sure you flip the sides over when you heat it the next time so that it matches, otherwise you're going to end up with a rather asymmetrical. So you want to glue all the layers together. You want to start with the light in the middle, heading towards the darkest at the edge. So it was really bulky and I didn't feel like the light shined through enough, so I've actually taken off the darkest layer. I think that looks closer to what she's going with. Okay, so another one is to use the little bug lights, and I've glued it onto a card, and what I'm going to do is glue some acetate on it to make it look like flames. So just a very quick example of a flaming card. So you press the ends, form the contacts, and the card lights up. So this could be useful for people like Gambit, or I'm using it for Aubrey for her flame card tricks. So the only thing with this is you need to make sure the contacts aren't always touching. You might need to get a little piece of paper and just pop it in while you're travelling, just so that it doesn't stay lit up. There we go. Okay. And the final one I'm going to look at today is going to be using plastic containers to create magical glowing balls. So this was one that Sarah has done for her Sadness cosplay. It is literally a container for Christmas chocolates, and then inside is fairy lights and fabric to diffuse the lighting, and then she just carries it around like that. And it doesn't have to be a ball. You can get soap moulds in different shapes. So I've got heart shapes, you can get stars, you can get all sorts of different shapes. And I will show you different techniques for diffusing the light. So I've got unpainted, and this is just the clear plastic as it's painted. And then I've taken sandpaper to this side, sandpaper and paint to this side. That's what they look like inside. And show you what it looks like with the light in. So that's the untreated side, that's the painty side, got the sanded side and the sand and paint. And you can see how the light diffuses through it. The other thing you can do is you can either fill it with bits of acetate like that, or I've got chocolate wrappers that can sort of help diffuse the light out a little bit as well. Got a couple of different lights in. Put it the right way around. And as you can see, it's not only helped sort of diffuse the light and soften it, it gives it a nice texture as well. So it depends, you can use fabric, you can use acetate, you can use sweet wrappers. It just depends on what effect you're going for. So obviously just give it a play around and see what works for you. Okay, so as you can see, there's quite a wide variety of different things that you can do just using cheap materials or things you've got around the house. So we've got the little bug lights here, we've got the L wire, we've got little push lights, we've got little laser pointing finger lights, and even fairy lights. I can provide links to the basic materials down below. So hopefully this has been helpful, and hopefully you can use it to create some magic into your own props. If you've got any questions, of course, you can either message us or comment below, and we'll do our best to answer as soon as we can. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!